In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to calculate decimal dates from date and time in Excel. To get started, open Microsoft Excel and prepare a worksheet where you have a date in one cell and a time in another. This is a very useful skill if you're working with reports, time-based analysis, logs, or any data set where you need Excel to treat a date and time as one continuous numeric value. It helps to understand what Excel is doing behind the scenes. Excel stores dates and times as serial numbers. The whole number portion represents the date, and the decimal portion represents the time of day. So instead of seeing a date and time as just formatted text, Excel actually sees them as a number that can be calculated, sorted, or used in formulas. For example, if the date is July 16th, 2026, Excel may store that as the whole number 46219. Then the time adds the decimal portion. 6 in the morning becomes 0.25, noon becomes 0.50, and 6 in the evening becomes 0.75. Midnight at the start of the next day becomes 46220.00. Once you understand that structure, decimal dates become much easier to work with. Now let's look at a simple example. Imagine you have a small table with 3 columns: date, time, and decimal date. One row might show July 16th, 2026 in the date column, 6 a.m. in the time column, and the decimal date result 46219.25. Another row could show the same date with 12 p.m., resulting in 46219.50. Then 6 p.m. would become 46219.75. And when the date changes to July 17th at 12 a.m., the result becomes 46220.00. The recommended method is to combine the date and time directly. Use this when your date and time are stored in separate cells. Enter the date in cell A2 and the time in cell B2. Then click the destination cell, for example C2, where you want the decimal date to appear. In that cell, type the formula equals A2 plus B2 and then press Enter. Excel will combine the date and time into a single serial number automatically. If the result still looks like a regular date or date-time value, that just means the cell formatting is controlling how it appears. To display the decimal date, change the cell format to general or number. That allows you to see the underlying serial value instead of the standard date display. And that's it. Once you know that dates are whole numbers and times are decimals, calculating decimal dates in Excel becomes quick, simple, and reliable.